South Africa, located at the southernmost tip of the African continent, is a country of remarkable diversity, both in its landscapes and its people. With a rich tapestry of cultures, languages, and traditions, South Africa is often referred to as the Rainbow Nation. From its rugged coastlines and lush vineyards to its expansive savannas and towering mountain ranges, the country's geography is as diverse as its cultural heritage. The history of South Africa is complex, shaped by centuries of indigenous peoples, European colonization, slavery, apartheid, and struggle for liberation. From the earliest San and Khoekhoe inhabitants to the arrival of Dutch and British settlers, the country's past is marked by both conflict and resilience. In more recent history, South Africa underwent a dramatic transformation with the end of apartheid in the early 1990s. The leadership of Nelson Mandela and the efforts of countless activists ushered in a new era of democracy, equality, and reconciliation. Today, South Africa is a constitutional democracy with a commitment to human rights and social justice. The cultural landscape of South Africa is as diverse as its geography, with 11 official languages and a vibrant mix of traditions, music, art, and cuisine. From the rhythms of township jazz to the flavors of Cape Malay cuisine, South Africa's cultural heritage is celebrated and shared by its people. Economically, South Africa is the most industrialized nation in Africa, with a diverse economy that includes mining, manufacturing, agriculture, tourism, and services. While the country faces challenges such as unemployment, poverty, and inequality, it also possesses significant potential for growth and development. In terms of diplomacy, South Africa plays a prominent role on the African continent and in global affairs. As a member of organizations such as the African Union, BRICS, and the United Nations, South Africa advocates for peace, development, and cooperation on regional and international issues. From the iconic landscapes of Table Mountain and Kruger National Park to the vibrant cities of Cape Town and Johannesburg, South Africa offers visitors a wealth of experiences and adventures. Whether exploring its natural wonders, engaging with its diverse cultures, or learning about its complex history, South Africa invites travelers to discover the beauty and resilience of the Rainbow Nation. Here's a comprehensive list of facts about South Africa covering various aspects such as geography, history, culture, economy, politics, and more. Geography. South Africa is located at the southern tip of the African continent, bordered by Namibia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Eswatini, formerly Swaziland, and Lesotho. The country has a diverse landscape, including mountains, plateaus, savannas, deserts, and coastal areas, with the Drakensberg Mountains as one of its prominent features. The Limpopo River forms the northern border with Zimbabwe, while the Orange River marks the boundary with Namibia in the west. South Africa is known for its biodiversity, with various ecosystems supporting a wide range of plant and animal species, including the famous Big Five lion, elephant, buffalo, rhinoceros, and leopard. History. South Africa has a complex history shaped by indigenous peoples, European colonization, slavery, apartheid, and struggle for liberation. The San and Khoekhoe peoples were among the earliest inhabitants of the region, followed by Bantu-speaking groups such as the Zulu, Xhosa, and Sotho. European exploration and colonization began in the 15th century, with the Portuguese, Dutch, and British establishing trading posts and settlements along the coast. The Dutch East India Company established Cape Town as a supply station in the 17th century, leading to the colonization of the Cape Colony. British colonial expansion in the 19th century resulted in conflicts with the Dutch-descended Boers Afrikaners in the Anglo-Zulu War and the Anglo-Boer Wars. Apartheid, a system of institutionalized racial segregation and discrimination, was implemented by the National Party government in 1948 and lasted until the early 1990s. Nelson Mandela, a key figure in the anti-apartheid movement, became South Africa's first democratically elected president in 1994, marking the end of apartheid and the beginning of a new era of democracy and reconciliation. Culture. South Africa is a culturally diverse nation, with 11 official languages recognized in the constitution, including isiZulu, isiXhosa, Afrikaans, English, and others. Traditional South African music includes various styles such as Zulu isicathamiya, Xhosa imbube, Cape Jazz, and Afrikaans folk music. The country's rich cultural heritage is celebrated through festivals, ceremonies, and events such as Heritage Day and the Cape Town Jazz Festival. South African literature has produced renowned authors such as Alan Paton, Nadine Gordimer, J.M. Coetzee, and Athol Fugard, who have explored themes of identity, race, and social justice. Traditional South African cuisine reflects the country's diverse cultural influences, with dishes such as braai barbecue, bobbity spiced meat dish, boerewors sausage, and pap maize porridge enjoyed across the nation. Economy. South Africa has the most industrialized economy in Africa, with sectors such as mining, manufacturing, agriculture, and services contributing to its GDP. The country is rich in mineral resources, including gold, platinum, diamonds, coal, and iron ore, which have historically driven its economy. Johannesburg, also known as the City of Gold, is the economic hub of South Africa and one of the largest cities in the country. Tourism is an important sector of the South African economy, with attractions such as Kruger National Park, Table Mountain, the Garden Route, and Robben Island drawing millions of visitors each year. South Africa is a member of the BRICS group of emerging economies alongside Brazil, Russia, India, and China, representing significant potential for economic growth and development. Politics. South Africa is a parliamentary republic with a president serving as both head of state and head of government. The National Assembly and the National Council of Provinces constitute the Parliament of South Africa, responsible for making laws and overseeing the government. The African National Congress (ANC) has been the ruling party since the end of apartheid, winning the majority of votes in every democratic election since 1994. South Africa has a robust system of constitutional democracy, with a Bill of Rights that protects fundamental human rights and freedoms. The country has a history of active civil society organizations, independent media, and a strong tradition of protest and activism dating back to the anti-apartheid struggle. Science and technology. South Africa is investing in science, technology, and innovation to drive economic growth and development, with initiatives such as the National Development Plan and the South African Space Agency SANSA. The Square Kilometre Array SCA project, an international effort to build the world's largest radio telescope, is headquartered in South Africa and Australia, with the core site located in the Northern Cape Province. South Africa is home to several research institutions and universities conducting cutting-edge research in fields such as astronomy, biotechnology, renewable energy, and climate science. Education. Education is a priority in South Africa, with efforts to improve access, quality, and equity across all levels of education. The country has made progress in expanding access to basic education, with initiatives such as the No-Fee Schools policy and the National School Nutrition Program. Challenges remain in education, including disparities in access and quality between urban and rural areas, as well as issues related to teacher training, curriculum reform, and education financing. Healthcare. South Africa has a mixed healthcare system, with public and private sectors providing healthcare services to its population. The country faces challenges in healthcare, including high rates of HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis, and non-communicable diseases such as diabetes and hypertension. The South African government has implemented programs to address these health challenges, including the provision of antiretroviral treatment for HIV/AIDS and initiatives to strengthen primary healthcare services. Transportation. South Africa has a well-developed transportation infrastructure, including roadways, railways, ports, and airports. The GO Train, a high-speed commuter rail system, connects Johannesburg, Pretoria, and the OR Tambo International Airport, providing a convenient and efficient mode of transportation for commuters and tourists. South Africa's major cities, including Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Durban, have modern public transportation systems such as buses, taxis, and rapid transit networks. Religion. South Africa is a religiously diverse country, with Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, and Judaism among the major faiths practiced by its population. Christianity is the dominant religion in South Africa, with the majority of Christians belonging to Protestant denominations such as the Anglican Church, Methodist Church, and various Pentecostal and Charismatic churches. Islam is the second largest religion in South Africa, with a significant Muslim population primarily of Indian and Malay descent. Hinduism and Judaism are practiced by smaller but significant communities in South Africa, particularly in cities like Durban and Johannesburg. Language. South Africa is a multilingual country with 11 official languages recognized in the constitution, including isiZulu, isiXhosa, Afrikaans, English, and others. English is the most widely spoken language in South Africa and serves as the lingua franca for business, government, education, and media. Afrikaans, derived from Dutch, is spoken by a significant portion of the population, particularly among the Afrikaner community. Indigenous African languages such as isiZulu, isiXhosa, and Sesotho are spoken by the majority of Black South Africans and are taught in schools alongside English. Military. The South African National Defence Force SANDF is responsible for safeguarding the country's sovereignty, territorial integrity, and national interests. The SANDF consists of the South African Army, South African Navy, South African Air Force, and South African Military Health Service, with civilian oversight provided by the Department of Defense. South Africa has participated in peacekeeping missions and humanitarian assistance operations in various parts of Africa and beyond, including the United Nations missions in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Sudan, and South Sudan. Entertainment. South Africa has a vibrant entertainment industry encompassing music, film, television, theater, and sports. South African music spans various genres, including traditional, jazz, gospel, hip-hop, and house music, with artists such as Miriam Makeba, Hume Skella, Ladysmith Black Mambazo, and Die Antwoord gaining international acclaim. South African cinema, known as Mzansi Cinema, produces a diverse range of films, including dramas, comedies, thrillers, and documentaries, addressing social issues and reflecting the country's cultural diversity. South Africa's sports culture is deeply ingrained, with rugby, cricket, soccer, and athletics among the most popular sports. The country has produced world-class athletes and teams, including the Springboks rugby, Proteas cricket, and Bafana Bafana soccer. Fashion. South African fashion reflects the country's diverse cultural heritage, with traditional textiles, fabrics, and designs incorporated into modern clothing styles. The country's fashion industry is showcased at events such as South African Fashion Week and Cape Town Fashion Week, featuring designers and brands that draw inspiration from African traditions and contemporary global trends. South African fashion blends traditional African elements with contemporary styles, showcasing the country's cultural diversity and creativity on the global stage. Local designers and brands draw inspiration from indigenous textiles, patterns, and craftsmanship, incorporating them into modern clothing, accessories, and jewelry. Fashion weeks in cities like Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Durban provide platforms for emerging and established designers to showcase their collections and network with industry professionals. Tourism. South Africa is a popular tourist destination, known for its diverse landscapes, wildlife, cultural heritage, and outdoor activities. Kruger National Park, one of Africa's largest game reserves, offers opportunities for safari tours to see the Big Five lion, elephant, buffalo, rhinoceros, and leopard and other wildlife species with guided safari tours and luxury lodges catering to visitors from around the world. Table Mountain, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, overlooks the city of Cape Town and offers hiking trails, panoramic views, and cable car rides to the summit. The Garden Route, a scenic coastal drive along the southern coast from Mossel Bay to Storms River of South Africa, showcases stunning landscapes, beaches, forests, and charming towns. Robben Island, located off the coast of Cape Town, is a historic site where Nelson Mandela and other political prisoners were held during the apartheid era, now serving as a museum and heritage site. Cape Town, with its iconic landmarks such as Table Mountain, Robben Island, and the Cape Winelands, is a top destination for visitors seeking culture, history, and natural beauty. The Drakensberg Mountains, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, provide opportunities for hiking, rock climbing, and outdoor exploration amidst breathtaking scenery and ancient rock art. Festivals. South Africa celebrates a variety of cultural festivals and events throughout the year, reflecting its diverse ethnic and religious heritage. The Cape Town International Jazz Festival, held annually in March, is one of the largest jazz festivals in Africa, featuring local and international artists performing in the mother city. The Durban International Film Festival showcases African and international films, documentaries, and short films, attracting filmmakers and cinephiles from around the world. The Soweto Wine and Lifestyle Festival celebrates South Africa's wine culture, offering tastings, food pairings, and entertainment in the vibrant township of Soweto. The Nisna Oyster Festival, held in July, celebrates the coastal town's culinary delights with oyster tastings, seafood feasts, live music, and outdoor activities along the garden route. The National Arts Festival, held in Grahamstown, Makunda, is one of the largest arts festivals in Africa, featuring theater, dance, music, visual arts, and literary events over 11 days in July. Architecture. South African architecture reflects a blend of indigenous, colonial, and contemporary styles, with diverse influences from African, European, and Asian traditions. Cape Dutch architecture, characterized by whitewashed walls, thatched roofs, and gabled facades, is a prominent feature of historic buildings in the Western Cape region. The Voortrekker Monument, located in Pretoria, commemorates the Voortrekkers pioneers who migrated inland during the Great Trek in the 19th century, with its distinctive design inspired by Afrikaner heritage. Modern architecture in South Africa is showcased in urban centers such as Johannesburg and Durban, with skyscrapers, office buildings, and cultural institutions designed by local and international architects. Literature. South African literature reflects the country's complex history and cultural diversity, with writers exploring themes of identity, race, politics, and social justice. Authors such as Alan Paton Cry, The Beloved Country, Nadine Gordimer-Berger's Daughter, J.M. Coetzee Disgrace, and Zakes MDA Ways of Dying have received international acclaim for their literary works. South African poetry, spanning traditional oral forms to contemporary verse, addresses a wide range of themes, including love, nature, protest, and reconciliation. Media and technology. South Africa has a diverse media landscape, including newspapers, magazines, television, radio, and digital platforms, providing news, entertainment, and information to its population. The South African Broadcasting Corporation SABC is the public broadcaster providing television and radio services in multiple languages. Independent media outlets and digital platforms play a crucial role in South Africa's media ecosystem, offering diverse perspectives and investigative journalism on issues of public interest. Environmental conservation. South Africa is home to diverse ecosystems, including savannas, grasslands, forests, wetlands, and coastal areas, supporting a rich array of plant and animal species. Conservation efforts in South Africa focus on protecting biodiversity, restoring ecosystems, and mitigating threats such as poaching, habitat loss, and climate change. Kruger National Park, one of Africa's largest game reserves, is a flagship conservation area in South Africa, providing sanctuary for iconic species such as elephants, lions, rhinos, and leopards. The Cape Floral region, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is renowned for its exceptional plant diversity, including fynbos species found nowhere else on Earth. Diplomacy. South Africa plays a prominent role in regional and global diplomacy, advocating for peace, development, and human rights through its participation in international organizations such as the United Nations, African Union, and BRICS. The country has diplomatic relations with countries around the world, maintaining embassies and consulates to facilitate political, economic, and cultural exchanges. South Africa's foreign policy priorities include promoting African unity and integration, advancing the interests of developing countries, and addressing global challenges such as climate change, poverty, and inequality. Sports. South Africa has a rich sporting heritage, with rugby, cricket, soccer, and athletics among the most popular sports. Rugby is a national obsession in South Africa, with the Springboks national rugby team winning the Rugby World Cup in 1995, 2007, and 2019, and the sport transcending racial divides since the end of apartheid. Cricket is also highly popular, with the Proteas national cricket team competing in international tournaments such as the Cricket World Cup and the Ike Champions Trophy. South Africa has produced world-class athletes in athletics, with stars such as Caster Semenya, Wade van Niekerk, and Chad le Clos winning Olympic gold medals and breaking world records. These facts offer a comprehensive overview of South Africa's geography, history, culture, economy, politics, and more. Let me know if you need further details on any specific aspect.